plus b. Now this you have really no other option, you have to remember this formula. Okay, sine of a plus b is sine a cos b plus cos a sin b. Sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. AB, but it is sin a cos b cos a sin b. Say it enough times, you should be able to get this. This you remember really well. Then this one is just the same. Instead of a plus b, you have a minus b. But cos of minus b is the same as cos b. So that means sin a cos of minus b will be sin a cos b. So the first part remains as it is, sin a cos b. Plus cos a, because a is a, instead of b you are going to have minus b, but sin of minus b, sin of minus theta, minus sin theta. So the minus comes out. So minus cos a sin b. Do you see that this formula and that formula are actually just the same, except in that formula I am putting instead of b minus b. Then I am going to get this formula. Now if you want, we can basically derive from that formula cos formula. We can say instead of a plus b, or in this case instead of a plus b, why don't I call a as 90 minus a? If I make a as 90 minus a, this will become sine of 90 minus a minus b. What is sine of 90 minus a minus b is sine of 90 minus a plus b. How much is that? You know that must be cos of a plus b. But what have I done here? I have taken this second formula and substituted 90 minus a instead of a. B remains b. But a has become 90 minus a. But sine of 90 minus a, cos a. So cos a cos b. So this will be cos a cos b. And then this is going to become minus cos of 90 minus a, which is sin a. Sin a sin b. Minus sin a sin b. Weird that this plus formula has a minus. But it has. So it's good to just observe, remember, note it down. Okay, that cos of a plus b has a minus sign. For the sine of a plus b formula, the a plus b has the plus, a minus b has the minus. For cos of formula, a plus b has the minus and a minus b has the plus. Why? Because as the angle increases, cos decreases. The larger the angle, the smaller is the cos. Think about it. As the angle increases, look at what is happening to the x coordinate, it's coming down. So that means I am adding more angle, I must actually get the value to become lower. That's why the minus sign. Whereas as the angle increases, sine increases. That's why the sine ends up having a plus sign. Okay, all that is just so that we will keep it in mind that cos has a minus sign, and when this is plus, this has a minus sign. For sine, when that is plus, this has a plus sign. Sine follows the what you expect, plus, plus, minus, minus. Cos does it opposite. And you will find everywhere cos is messy. It always tries to confuse you. So just remember, if cos is always confusing you, you can't get confused. Right? So most cases, cos will try to do things in the opposite direction. Why? Because as the angle increases, cos decreases. Generally when things increase and things increase, it's the same direction. But when things increase, this fellow cos decreases, messes things up. Okay? So tan on the other hand follows the rule, because as things increase, the tan increases. Anyway, so cos of a minus b, now you can just put minus b here, cos of minus b will be cos b, sin of minus b will become minus, minus, minus will become plus. So cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. Now these four formulas, if you don't know them and if you don't remember them, okay, you're going to fail your 11th standard. Simple. You just have to know them, not just by heart. You should know them in reverse direction, forward direction, all sorts of directions. Because everything else just builds on top of this. The whole of 11th standard is almost entirely going to be governed by this. Trigonometry is one big chapter, one set of chapters where you will have to learn this. But you will use this all over the place. Everywhere people will assume that you know this. Okay, so make sure that anything else you do, this you should definitely memorize, and as much time as you spend on knowing this really, really well, it's worthwhile. These things don't have to remember, you just have to remember them mildly. This is important, but you don't have to remember all of the details. You just have to remember 180 plus will make it, keep it as it is. 90 plus will flip, sine becomes cos. And then look at the sign, plus minus sign. But this one you have to know it thoroughly as such. Okay. You remember we have already used this a lot, right? Now, I am going to derive a couple of more formulas straight away from here. Okay, one important formula which I have not, which is very important, but I am going to write it down now. Equally important, or even sometimes more. Tan of a plus b is sine of a plus b by cos of a plus b. Now remember, sine of a plus b has a plus sign, cos of a plus b has a minus sign. And so, in the denominator you have cos a cos b, sin a sin b, numerator you have sin a cos b, cos a sin b. When you divide by cos a cos b, the denominator will end up becoming 1 minus tan a tan b. So the denominator is 1 minus tan a tan b. The numerator, when I am dividing by cos a cos b, the cos b cancels out, sin a by cos a, tan a plus tan b. Now you see, it has both a plus and a minus. But that's good in one way, because when tan b increases, tan also increases. This increases, this basically decreases. So overall 1 by decrease will still mean an increase. Okay, so that is a plus and this is a minus. That is the sine, this is the cos. Cos had the minus, so this has a minus, that has the plus. What will be tan of a minus b? Tan a minus tan b by 1 plus tan a tan b. But you can just say, if I put a minus sign, I will get a tan of minus b. But what is tan of minus b? Minus tan b. Tan of minus b minus of minus will become plus. So I am not writing that formula down, but you should be able to use that directly. Okay, so this tells you sin a plus b, cos a plus b, tan a plus b. Definitely remember these three fellows. And for the minus b, you can just simply substitute and get the minus. So this is one set of formulas which basically is derived from geometry. But once you have got these formulas, then you can play around a little bit with algebra and convert these formulas into a different form. And that's what we are going to focus on today. Till this we have already done. Okay, so that was revision. Last class I just kind of quickly derived that formula. Now what I am going to do is to derive it a little bit more carefully. Okay. So just look at this and look at this. Don't you feel like this guy and that fellow is almost the same, no? If I add, this will cancel out. And what will I be left with? 2 sin A cos B. So then that's a very useful formula. So I can say 2 sin A cos B. 2 sin A cos B is sin of A plus B plus sin of A minus B. So whenever I have a product of a sine and a cos, I can write it as sum of two sines. What am I doing there? When I have sine of a set of angles that I am adding up, I am converting it into sin A cos B cos A sin B, that kind of a form. Here what are we doing? We are saying I have a sin A cos B, I am going to write it as sine of something plus sine of something else. Okay. This by itself is useful. So 2 sin A cos B, usually people remember it as 2. What if you don't have the 2? Say 1 by 2 into 2. So 2 sin A cos B is sin of A plus B plus sin of A minus B. This is important to remember in this form. Unfortunately, there will be a third form. You can say, well, this is only the same as that. It is. But why is this important? Because you'll actually be given questions where you have, I have sine of 15 cos of 30. Now you can't say sine 15 cos 30, oh no, I have to go and use that formula, write it down, then figure it out. Because you will get this too many times. So that means you need to remember this form also. Okay, I'm assuming they have not yet started trigonometry in school, right? But they will. And when they start, first day they will derive this, second day they will start with this, and you will get problems with both mixed together. So it's a good idea to learn this really well. Okay. Too many formulas in trigonometry to remember. Yes, I have a lot of trouble. I don't remember most of them. Okay, but you are going to write exams. So that means you need to remember it better than I do. Okay, I can, see, the point is you will have to basically solve a problem in 1 minute, 2 minutes, etc. I can say, let me derive from the beginning and take 20 minutes to solve the problem. Nobody is going to give me marks for that anyway. So that means you need to remember this, because you have to say, okay, it strikes me what I should do next. Very simple. Sin A cos B, sin cos, sin of A plus B, sin of A minus B. When you have a product of a sin and a cos, the answer is only sin and a sin. Sin cos, sin, sin. What sin, sin? A plus B plus sin of A minus B. Now, people waste a lot of time remembering the second formula. I would suggest forget that formula. You can derive it if you want. But basically this minus this, if I wanted to do this minus this will cancel out, that will double up. So that formula will look like 2 cos A sin B. What will that be? Sin of A plus B minus sin of A minus B. The reason I am saying you don't need that formula is you will get this as the formula, 2 cos A sin B. But you could have just thought of it as sin B cos A. How do you know which was supposed to be A and which was supposed to be B? But if it was B cos A, it will be sin of B plus A, which is A plus B, and then plus sin of B minus A, which is minus sin of A minus B, which is what we are going to get. So my suggestion is, while you will learn this as a formula, don't waste your time memorizing this. Because in all actual problems, you will get sine of something, cos of something. Always put the sine first. What if the sine was second? Just take it and put it first. What will happen? Maybe this angle A was smaller than the angle B. You will get sine of a negative number. But don't you know what to do with sine of negative minus theta? Just take it out, finished. So just remember sine cos, 2 sine cos. They will tell you 4 formulas. If you look at the sheet book that I have given you, there are 4 formulas. I don't remember this formula. I don't want to get confused. So I will only remember sin A cos B. And then there is a nice simple addition. Sin of A plus B plus sin of A minus B. But the A minus B may be negative. When it becomes negative, worry about it then. But unfortunately, you have to do 2 things for cos. Because you see, cos has cos A cos B, sin A sin B. So first of all, let's add them. If you add them, sin A sin B will cancel. 2 cos A cos B. So 2 cos A cos B is cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B. Cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B. Hey, what if the B and the A were flipped? What will happen? It will become cos of B minus A. But what is cos of B minus A? Same as cos of A minus B, because cos of minus theta is the same as cos theta. So it really doesn't matter whether these 2 fellows got flipped. When there is a sine and a cos, the answer is sine and a sine. When there is a cos and a cos, the answer is cos and cos. Sine cos, cos sine. Okay, sine and a cos. Cos cos. What is the other option? Sine sine. What about 2 sines? What about sin A sin B? 2 sin A sin B. Now this is the irritating fellow. Let us see. You see, that one has a minus and this one has a plus. So I shouldn't do this minus this. No, if you see, if I did this minus this, I'll get minus 2 sin A sin B. And then you have to flip it around. Or why don't I just start by saying this minus that? That will also work. So just remember it is cos of A minus B minus cos of A plus B. So this formula alone has a small twist. 2 sin A sin B cos difference minus cos sum. So the way you will remember it is 2 sin A cos B sin sum plus sin difference. Difference as in A minus B. Always sin A cos B. So A is for the sin. So sin sum plus sin difference. If you want, you can remember the other one, but I am not going to waste time on that. 2 sin A cos B sin A plus B, sin sum plus sin difference. 2 cos A cos B cos sum plus cos difference, plus 2 sin A sin B cos difference minus cos sum. Cos difference minus cos sum. Now, the fact that you flip sin A and B won't make any difference. That's why it is cos of A minus B. Cos of B minus A won't make any difference. Here it does make a difference. Whether it is sin A cos B or cos A sin B, the answers are different. But whether it is sin A sin B or sin B sin A, the same thing. So this remains the same. This remains the same. This does change when you change A and B. But formula wise, well, you can always take the sign and put it as the first one. So sin sum plus sin difference, cos sum plus cos difference for cos A cos B. But for sin A sin B, 2 sin A sin B, it is cos difference minus cos sum. Notice whenever you have a cos cos, you have a cos. Whenever you have a sin sin, you have a cos. But when you have a sin cos, you have a sin. But notice that also the same thing. Sin of A plus B is sin A cos B, cos A sin B. Cos of A plus B doesn't have a sin A cos B, it has a cos A cos B, sin A sin B. Right? So the sin A sin B is going to produce a cos. Cos A cos B is going to produce a cos. Sin A cos B or cos A sin B will produce sines. Okay? These, sorry, okay, well, you can see what I have written. So these 3 formulas, there is one more in the middle, 4th one, which no need to remember, you can derive, but these 3 and those 4 plus 1 this fellow, 5, okay. This is one kind where you are looking at trigonometric ratios of sum of angles. This is product of trigonometric ratios written in terms of sum of angles. Now for some reason people decided that okay, this is all nice, what have I not done? I have got multiplication of sine and cos, I have got multiplication of sine and sine, I know how to convert them. I have got sine of A plus B. 2 things that we have not done, which is sine of A into B. We have not yet figured that out. We have done sine A into sine B. We have done sine cos A into cos B. But we have not done sine of A into B. Luckily for you, nobody's figured out a good formula for it. Okay, so you don't have to remember it. But then somebody obviously comes up and says, wait, I know when I'm doing sine A into cos B, but what about sine A plus sine B? Or cos A plus cos B? Is there a formula for that? Well, actually the formula is here. This is, isn't it a sine x plus sine y? It is, no? Except the x and y look weird because it is A plus B. So usually people call this C and call this D. Which means you can write sine C plus sine D in terms of a product of sine and cos. Very good. So if this A plus B is equal to C and A minus B is equal to D, what is A? It is C plus D by 2. So that means this formula just simply becomes, so I will write the formulas down here. Now I will just write this with this side order. When will you use this formula? When you already know that there is a product. How to convert a product of the ratios, trigonometric ratios, into sums of the trigonometric ratios. But sometimes there are sums of trigonometric ratios that we want to convert into product. How do we do that? Sin C plus sin D. Sin C plus sin D. Remember, A plus B was the C. A minus B is the D. But the answer is this. I already know the answer. So it is 2 times sine of A cos of B. But what is A? A is C plus D by 2. So sine of C plus D by 2 cos of, how do I get B? Subtract. So you will get C minus D by 2. Cos of C minus D by 2. Sin C plus sin D. But what about if I get a sin C minus sin D? Well, just think of it as minus D.
2 cos of C plus D by 2.
So you can just say 2 sin of C minus D by 2 cos of C plus D by 2. Finished. Is that okay? If I instead of getting a minus sign here, I'll pull the minus sign inside. So it is sin C plus sin minus D. Sometimes people would like to just remember that formula instead of doing all this extra Goldman. So you just simply say sin C minus sin D is 2 sin of C minus D by 2 cos of C plus D by 2. What they do is just reverse it and put it up front and say sin C minus sin D is 2 cos of C plus D by 2 sin of C minus D by 2. They take the cos here and put the sin there. Do you notice that? If I put a minus here and I pull the minus inside, 2 sin cos remains sin cos, except it becomes sin of C minus D by 2, which is that angle, and cos of C plus D by 2. So instead of writing it this way, why not just take the cos here and put the sin there? So just remember it as 2 cos of C plus D by 2 sin of C minus D by 2. This is what you will learn in school. And my suggestion is do this. You remember one formula which you are playing around with a little bit. You will get used to this faster, less confusion. Otherwise, you'll have to remember, oh, wait a minute, I've got sin first, cos next, sin C minus sin D. What do I do? Should I put a plus or a minus? More, very similar, but very difficult to remember, right? Too many things that look identical. So, my suggestion is just remember this. Then I have, look at this one and look at that one. So, cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B, this I will call cos C plus cos D. What is that? 2 cos of C plus D by 2, 2 cos of C plus D by 2 cos of C minus D by 2. But you see, if I put a minus sign here, I cannot take it inside the cos, because cos of minus D is still plus cos. So I do need, unfortunately, a separate formula for cos of C minus cos of D. That will come out of this formula. You see that with minus you can actually take it inside the sign. That was no problem at all. So it is the same formula except just some little bit of adjustment. But this is a different formula. Okay, I can't do this, pushing this minus inside here. So, but I can use this formula. So A minus B happens to be, what is that? A minus B now happens to be C. This happens to be D. Notice that this was valid for the first and second. But now if I want this to look like A minus B minus cos of A plus B, it gets a little painful. Or just keep it as it is, reverse it, call this cos of A plus B minus cos of A minus B, put a minus sign here. Problem solved. Right? So we'll put a minus sign so it is easy to remember. So we'll put a minus sign here. Minus 2 what? Sin of C plus D by 2 sin C minus D by 2. Sometimes what people do is to take the minus inside there and write sin of D minus C by 2. But then you have to remember it is D minus C by 2. My suggestion is it's easier to remember the minus sign outside. It is always sin of C plus D by 2 cos of C minus D by 2 cos of C plus D by 2 cos of C minus D by 2. Here there is a minus sign outside 2 times sin of C plus D by 2 sin of C minus D by 2.